Okay, good morning, guys. This is an opinion for sort of like the culture proof sort of city wellness atlas. And because it's an editorial sort of like opinion, it's called Toronto's anti-violence sort of like a panel ought to go to prison. All right. The new premier of Ontario, so like the governor of a state, is scrapping Toronto's anti-violence panel, and in its place, he is um, giving the police $25 million. He's funding the police, right? And that's always been my opinion, is that Toronto needs more police personnel. Okay, Toronto needs more police personnel. Canada is like the what you think it is around the world. It is like Dudley Do Right all by himself. The Royal Mounted Canadian Police all by themselves in the wilderness. There is not enough police personnel. All right, and I think, all right, that the stories that have emerged about racism or police heavy-handedness and things like that, they took the wrong course and they cut the police force because they were scared that these men and women are a bunch of like nincompoops instead of adding to the police force. Because in my personal opinion, all right, they don't have enough of the type of officers that can handle like a real life city. So getting back to my point, Toronto's anti-violence panel ought to go to prison because it's become a big mommy state in a country that is seeing declines in actual babies. All right. So whoever is running these sort of like anti-violence program, they are going around the world, all right, saying they are better than the people of this city and the people of this country, all right, for the fact that they exist alone. They are a self-propagating, sort of like self-justifying group of people who have done nothing for this city but made it more passive aggressive. They've practiced a phony, so like inept, incompetent, malpractice, approach to real life problems. They embrace like cults. They do all these crazy, stupid things instead of having real solutions, like more police who are like not just trained to use a gun, but trained to handle all sorts of personalities, all sorts of problems, all sorts of domestic violence, mental illness, poverty, who are, they need more of that, more of that, more of that. All right. And what they did based on a few stories of racism or profiling, to be honest, that's, racism profiling. It's a little bit like Cambridge Analytica scandal. All right. With only the same amount of personnel, they tried to use technology like Cambridge Analytica and Facebook to figure out what it is that we need. All right. When what we actually need is more of them there, that we can talk to them. All right. Because I'll tell you something about real life. In real life, ordinary people don't really know the law that well. All right. They only know like the speeding limit. They know drugs that are illegal. They know if violence would send you to prison. They know this, public drunkenness. Otherwise, they really don't know the law that well to also protect themselves and feel safe. All right. So having more of these police personnel in the community, just so that people can ask their question, get familiar with their own rights. All right, which the Toronto Anti-Violence Panel has failed to do. All right, you want anti-violence, people have to know their rights and how to use the law against employers, against rapists, to protect themselves. All right, this anti-violence panel has created nothing but more violence, more heroin addiction, more passive aggressive. They ought to go to jail. I applaud the new Premier of Ontario for doing what he's doing. Okay, that's my opinion. Because this panel is going around the earth saying they are better than the people of this country, better than the people of this town. They are self-justifying, self-propagating bunch of people. All right. And they are practicing a nanny state, a mommy state in a country that is dying out without children. Okay? They ought to go to prison.